I nostri partner nel mondo vedono nell'Europa.
If we do not learn the beautiful art of critical thinking,
has plans to relocate 250,000 refugees.
La crisi economica di molti paesi europei.
And how can we get their voice to be heard?
To which extent are you going to engage further?
We are saying that we would like all the 27 to move together. That's the overarching principle.
9 mesi dopo il referendum britannico, i 27 leader si ritrovano per dire non solo 60 anni di Europa ci hanno portato qualcosa di irraggiungibile senza l'Unione Europea, ma siamo tutti convinti che dovremo andare avanti insieme, che vogliamo andare avanti insieme.
our society needs bridges. You guys, you young guys, you're not ideological. You are not tempted by my ideology or others, but you are idealists. And please, please, be bridge builders. We cannot build a society if we don't find compromise.
Nous devons nous occuper de l'Afrique, raison pour laquelle la Commission a lancé un plan d'investissement extérieur de 44 milliards pour combattre les raisons qui font que les Africains fuient leur continent.
You are the best educated, the healthiest, the best connected, the most international, most European generation in European history.
You cannot have the legislative.
Siamo adesso insieme come
Et c'est cela qui a changé la façon de faire.
The European Union.
Working conditions, animal welfare, human rights.
Leçon à la Roumanie.
V življenju nam pride prav nekaj pomoči, da smo lahko boljši. Evropska unija pomeni priložnosti. Konkretno pomoč pri uresničevanju vaših ciljev, ne glede na vaš poklic, starost in ne glede na to, kdo ste. Pomoč za nove podvige in osebno napredovanje. Podpora projektom, ki so vam pri srcu. Dostop do financiranja in mreženja za krepitev rasti in več delovnih mest. Posodobitev prometa in infrastrukture v vaših regijah in mestih. Zelene rešitve, ki varujejo okolje in vam omogočajo dostop do čistejše energije. Usposabljanje po vaši meri za nove spretnosti in boljšo zaposljivost. In zato, da bi vsi imeli priložnost uspeti. Raziskave in inovacije, ki prinašajo nove tehnologije in boljše zdravstveno varstvo. Evropska unija vlaga v vašo prihodnost. V Sloveniji in drugod po Evropi so rezultati že vidni. In za njimi stojijo zgodbe mnogih ljudi. Ustvarite svojo tudi vi.
I nostri partner nel mondo vedono nell'Europa.
If we do not learn the beautiful art of critical thinking,
has plans to relocate 250,000 refugees.
La crisi economica di molti paesi europei.
And how can we get their voice to be heard?
To which extent are you going to engage further?
We We are saying that we would like all the 27 to move together. That's the overarching principle.
9 mesi dopo il referendum britannico, i 27 leader si ritrovano per dire non solo 60 anni di Europa ci hanno portato qualcosa di irraggiungibile senza l'Unione Europea, ma siamo tutti convinti che dovremo andare avanti insieme, che vogliamo andare avanti insieme.
Our society needs bridges. You guys, you young guys, you're not ideological. You are not tempted by my ideology or others. But you are idealists. And please, please, be bridge builders. We cannot build a society if we don't find compromise.
Nous devons nous occuper de l'Afrique, raison pour laquelle la Commission a lancé un plan d'investissement extérieur de 44 milliards pour combattre les raisons qui font que les Africains fuient leur continent.
You are the best educated, the healthiest, the best connected, the most international, most European generation in European history.
You cannot have the legislative.
Siamo adesso insieme come
Et c'est cela qui a changé la façon de faire. Possible
The European Union.
Working conditions, animal welfare, human rights.
Ils sont à la Roumanie.
V življenju nam pride prav nekaj pomoči, da smo lahko boljši. Evropska unija pomeni priložnosti. Konkretno pomoč pri uresničevanju vaših ciljev, ne glede na vaš poklic, starost in ne glede na to, kdo ste. Pomoč za nove podvige in osebno napredovanje. Podpora projektom, ki so vam pri srcu. Dostop do financiranja in mreženja za krepitev rasti in več delovnih mest. Posodobitev prometa in infrastrukture v vaših regijah in mestih. Zelene rešitve, ki varujejo okolje in vam omogočajo dostop do čistejše energije. Usposabljanje po vaši meri za nove spretnosti in boljšo zaposljivost. In zato, da bi vsi imeli priložnost uspeti. Raziskave in inovacije, ki prinašajo nove tehnologije in boljše zdravstveno varstvo. Evropska unija vlaga v vašo prihodnost. V Sloveniji in drugod po Evropi so rezultati že vidni. In za njimi stojijo zgodbe mnogih ljudi. Ustvarite svojo tudi vi.
I nostri partner nel mondo vedono nell'Europa.
If we do not learn the beautiful art of critical thinking,
has plans to relocate 250,000 refugees.
La crisi economica di molti paesi europei.
And how can we get their voice to be heard?
To which extent are you going to engage further?
We are saying that we would like all the 27 to move together. That's the overarching principle.
9 mesi dopo il referendum britannico, i 27 leader si ritrovano per dire non solo 60 anni di Europa ci hanno portato qualcosa di irraggiungibile senza l'Unione Europea, ma siamo tutti convinti che dovremo andare avanti insieme, che vogliamo andare avanti insieme.
Our society needs bridges. You guys, you young guys, you're not ideological. You are not tempted by my ideology or others, but you are idealists. And please, please, be bridge builders. We cannot build a society if we don't find compromise.
Nous devons nous occuper de l'Afrique, raison pour laquelle la Commission a lancé un plan d'investissement extérieur de 44 milliards pour combattre les raisons qui font que les Africains fuient leur continent.
You are the best educated, the healthiest, the best connected, the most international, most European generation in European history.
You cannot have the legislative. Urgently, we need more with the Secretary of State.
Siamo adesso insieme come
Et c'est cela qui a changé la façon de faire. Zeker niet
The European Union.
Working conditions, animal welfare, human rights.
Ils sont à la Roumanie.
V življenju nam pride prav nekaj pomoči, da smo lahko boljši. Evropska unija pomeni priložnosti. Konkretno pomoč pri uresničevanju vaših ciljev, ne glede na vaš poklic, starost in ne glede na to, kdo ste. Pomoč za nove podvige in osebno napredovanje. Podpora projektom, ki so vam pri srcu. Dostop do financiranja in mreženja za krepitev rasti in več delovnih mest. Posodobitev prometa in infrastrukture v vaših regijah in mestih. Zelene rešitve, ki varujejo okolje in vam omogočajo dostop do čistejše energije. Usposabljanje po vaši meri za nove spretnosti in boljšo zaposljivost in zato, da bi vsi imeli priložnost uspeti. Raziskave in inovacije, ki prinašajo nove tehnologije in boljše zdravstveno varstvo. Evropska unija vlaga v vašo prihodnost. V Sloveniji in drugod po Evropi so rezultati že vidni. In za njimi stojijo zgodbe mnogih ljudi. Ustvarite svojo tudi vi.
I nostri partner nel mondo vedono nell'Europa.
If we do not learn the beautiful art of critical thinking,
has plans to relocate 250,000
La
refugees.
crisi economica di molti paesi
And how can we get their voice to be heard?
To which extent are you going to engage further?
We are saying that we would like all the 27 to move together. That's the overarching principle.
9 mesi dopo il referendum britannico, i 27 leader si ritrovano per dire non solo 60 anni di Europa ci hanno portato qualcosa di irraggiungibile senza l'Unione Europea, ma siamo tutti convinti che dovremo andare avanti insieme, che vogliamo andare avanti insieme.
our society needs bridges. You guys, you young guys, you're not ideological. You are not tempted by my ideology or others, but you are idealists. And please, please, be bridge builders. society if we don't find compromise?
Nous devons nous occuper de l'Afrique, raison pour laquelle la Commission a lancé un plan d'investissement extérieur de 44 milliards pour combattre les raisons qui font que les Africains fuient leur continent.
You are the best educated, the healthiest, the best connected, the most international, most European generation in European history.
You cannot have the legislative. Urgently, we need more.
Siamo adesso insieme
Et c'est cela qui a changé la façon de faire. Dat zeker niet
The European Union.
Working conditions, animal welfare, human rights.
Ils sont à la Roumanie.
V življenju nam pride prav nekaj pomoči, da smo lahko boljši. Evropska unija pomeni priložnosti. Konkretno pomoč pri uresničevanju vaših ciljev, ne glede na vaš poklic, starost in ne glede na to, kdo ste. Pomoč za nove podvige in osebno napredovanje. Podpora projektom, ki so vam pri srcu. Dostop do financiranja in mreženja za krepitev rasti in več delovnih mest. Posodobitev prometa in infrastrukture v vaših regijah in mestih. Zelene rešitve, ki varujejo okolje in vam omogočajo dostop do čistejše energije. Usposabljanje po vaši meri za nove spretnosti in boljšo zaposljivost. In zato, da bi vsi imeli priložnost uspeti. Raziskave in inovacije, ki prinašajo nove tehnologije in boljše zdravstveno varstvo. Evropska unija vlaga v vašo prihodnost. V Sloveniji in drugod po Evropi so rezultati že vidni. In za njimi stojijo zgodbe mnogih ljudi. Ustvarite svojo tudi vi.
I nostri partner nel mondo vedono nell'Europa.
If we do not learn the beautiful art of critical thinking,
has plans to relocate 250,000 refugees.
La crisi economica di molti paesi
And how can we get their voice to be heard?
To which extent are you going to engage further?
We are saying that we would like all the 27 to move together. That's the overarching principle.
9 mesi dopo il referendum britannico, i 27 leader si ritrovano per dire non solo 60 anni di Europa ci hanno portato qualcosa di irraggiungibile senza l'Unione Europea, ma siamo tutti convinti che dovremo andare avanti insieme, che vogliamo andare avanti insieme.
our society needs bridges. You guys, you young guys, you're not ideological. You are not tempted by my ideology or others. But you are idealists. And please, please, be bridge builders. We cannot build a society if we don't find compromise.
Nous devons nous occuper de l'Afrique, raison pour laquelle la Commission a lancé un plan d'investissement extérieur de 44 milliards pour combattre les raisons qui font que les Africains fuient leur continent.
You are the best educated, the healthiest, the best connected, the most international, most European generation in European history.
You cannot have the legislative.
You have
Urgently, we need more with the Secretary of State.
Siamo adesso insieme come
Et c'est cela qui a changé la façon de faire. Zeker niet geweest.
The European Union.
Working conditions, animal welfare, human rights.
Ils sont à la Roumanie.
V življenju nam pride prav nekaj pomoči, da smo lahko boljši. Evropska unija pomeni priložnosti. Konkretno pomoč pri uresničevanju vaših ciljev, ne glede na vaš poklic, starost in ne glede na to, kdo ste.
Dobar dan, dobrodošli in v imenu našega gosta hvala lepa za aplavz. Gre za prihodnost Evrope, pogovorimo se in prav to bomo danes počeli. Začenjamo prvi tako imenovani dialog z državljani v Novem mestu. Po Evropi je bilo podobnih dogodkov že okoli 500, 10 tudi v Sloveniji, danes pa prvič v Novem mestu in zelo smo veseli, da je Novo mesto končno na vrsti, a ne? Tokratni dialog pripravlja predstavništvo Evropske komisije skupaj z Razvojnim centrom Novo mesto, kjer domuje tudi informacijska točka Europe Direct. Gost pa je podpredsednik Evropske komisije gospod Jyrki Katainen, ki ste ga za hip že videli in se mi bo kmalu pridružil tudi na odru. Prihodnost Evropske unije morda se sliši abstraktno, težko si predstavljamo, kaj to konkretno pomeni v našem okolju, v našem vsakdanjem življenju. Gre pa za to, da se je s krizo pokazala potreba po tesnejšem usklajevanju ekonomskih in socialnih politik med državami članicami in da resnici na ljubo Evropska unija morda ni najbolje opremljena za učinkovito spopadanje z vsemi globalnimi izzivi. Prednosti Evropske unije se niti ne zavedamo, dokler vse teče gladko. Mislim, da se tukaj lahko strinjamo. Ob velikih dogodkih pa zelo občutimo posledice. Danes v Novem mestu torej sprašujemo predvsem, kako naj Evropska unija z državami članicami poskrbi za uravnotežen razvoj, kako naj ohrani in razvija svojo globalno konkurenčnost ter zagotovi dostojno delo. Bi se morala povezati tesneje ali ne? In v kaj naj Evropska unija vlaga v prihodnje? Cilj dialoga, cilj današnjega dogodka je zelo odprta komunikacija z državljani in sprejemanje predlogov o prihodnosti Evropske unije na ključnih področjih. Možnost imate postaviti vprašanja, lahko tudi komentirate dogajanje v Evropski uniji, podpredsednik Evropske komisije bo na vaše vprašanje odgovoril. Bistvena je čim bolj intenzivna izmenjava. Dolgim govorom se izogibamo. Povem že na začetku, da ne bo potem nesporazumov. Se pravi, čim bolj kratka vprašanja, čim bolj konkretna vprašanja, prosim. Kmalu bomo začeli, upam, da ste v dobri formi. Za uvodni pozdrav pa prosim dekanico Fakultete za upravljanje, poslovanje in informatiko Univerze v Novem mestu, doktorico Malči Grivec. Dobar dan, izvolite.
Spoštovani podpredsednik Evropske komisije, gospod Jyrki Katainen in ostali predstavniki Evropske komisije. Spoštovani predstavniki uprav gospodarskih subjektov jugovzhodne Slovenije in širše. Spoštovani predstavniki negospodarstva in javne uprave. Spoštovani predstavniki gospodarskih interesnih združenj ter spoštovani predstavniki medijev in ostali zbrani. Veliko zadovoljstvo mi je, da vas lahko danes pozdravim na novo ustanovljeni univerzi v Novem mestu. Verjamemo, da tovrstni obiski lahko pomembno prispevajo k razvoju okolja, v katerem delujemo. Pestro dogajanje zadnjega desetletja na gospodarskem, finančnem in nenazadnje tudi političnem področju namreč govori, da medsebojno sodelovanje tako držav, gospodarskih subjektov kot tudi posameznikov nujno.
Le tako se bomo lahko spoprijeli z vsemi izzivi, ki jih pred nas postavlja globalno okolje. Izpostavila bom le nekatere. V prvi vrsti je prav gotovo najpomembneje, da se zagotovi trajnostno gospodarsko rast in s tem zmanjšanje števila brezposelnih, ter s tem števila ljudi, ki živijo pod pragom revščine. Temeljit premislek je potreben tudi glede obsega in načina zadolževanja tako gospodarskih subjektov, držav in posameznikov. Za vzpostavitev spodbudnega gospodarskega okolja pa je pozornost treba nameniti tudi področju davčnih obremenitev posameznikov in segmentov v gospodarstvu. Neustrezna davčna obremenitev na eni strani vodi do izogibanja plačevanja davkov in iskanja neetičnih oziroma davčnih oaz, na drugi strani pa zavira gospodarsko aktivnost. Za preprečevanje neetičnih in zakonsko spornih dejanj pa je treba odločne poteze potegniti tudi na področju sodstva. Ugotavljamo namreč lahko, da smo vedno pogosteje priča, da sta se korupcija in nepoštena poslovna praksa zažrli vse pore družbe. Nespoštovanje mednarodnih sporazumov, odločitev sodišč ter arbitražnih tribunalov pa je postalo del vsakdana. Da bi bilo v prihodnje takšnih ravnanj čedalje manj in bi bila bolj redkost kot pravilo, ter da bomo sledili ciljem Evropske unije, se moramo ponovno ozreti po vrednotah, kot so poštenost, pravičnost, spoštovanje. Pri svojem delovanju in življenju pa moramo vsakodnevno spoštovati tudi vrednote Evropske unije, ki so človekovo dostojanstvo, svoboda, demokracija, enakost, pravna država ter človekove pravice. Tu pa ima poleg družine pomembno vlogo tudi izobraževalni sistem, del katerega je tudi Univerza v Novem mestu, ki s svojimi članicami že 20 let skrbi za izobraževanje mladih s področji ekonomije, poslovne informatike, zdravstvenih ved in strojništva. Torej področji, ki pomembno prispevajo k gospodarskemu razvoju regije in kakovosti bivanja v njej. Statistični podatki namreč kažejo, da je jugovzhodna Slovenija ustvarja skoraj 7% celotnega bruto domačega proizvoda Slovenije in zaposluje preko 30.000 oseb. Tudi sicer lahko rečemo, da je jugovzhodna Slovenija vodilna ali med vodilnimi v Sloveniji po ustvarjenih čistih prihodkih od prodaje na tujih trgih ter ustvarjenem neto čistemu dobičku. Vsega tega pa ne bi bilo, če ne bi bilo visoko izobraženega kadra. Že dolgo je namreč znano, da je izobraževanje pomemben dejavnik regionalnega razvoja. Izobraževanje igra tako dvojno vlogo pri gospodarstvu razvoju regij, širšo in ožjo. Skozi širšo vlogo izobraževalne institucije proizvajajo in širijo znanje, potrebno regionalnemu gospodarstvu, kar poveča produktivnost gospodarstva ter ustvarja številne posredne učinke. Ožja vloga izobraževanja pa je posredovanje znanja posameznikom, ki s pridobljenimi kvalifikacijami vstopajo na regionalni trg dela in tako spreminjajo izobrazbeno strukturo v regiji. Danes lahko za jugovzhodno Slovenijo rečemo, da je tu kljub vsemu še veliko priložnosti za razvoj in dvig izobrazbene ravni, saj ima zgolj 29% delovno aktivnega prebivalstva tercialno izobrazbo. Ta odstotek je glede na potencial regije nujno dvigniti. Da pa nam bo to uspelo, je treba nameniti več sredstev v proračunu Slovenije in Evropske unije tudi za področje visokega šolstva. Verjamem, da bo današnje srečanje podalo kakovostne smernice nadaljnjega urejanja posameznih področij Evropske unije, ki bo tako predstavljalo nam in prihodnjim rodobom prostor za poslovno in osebni razvoj. Zato je prav, da je današnje prizadevanje in delovanje usmerjeno na področje dela z mladimi, k ustvarjanju kakovostnih delovnih mest ter konkurenčnosti gospodarstva. Naj skupaj ustvarimo drugačen, boljši jutri. Torej jutri, ko podjetij ne bomo ocenjevali zgolj in samo po finančnih kazalcih, ampak bo poudarek tudi na družbeni odgovornosti, družini in okolju prijaznemu podjetju. Jutri, ko delodajalci zaposlenih ne bojo razumeli le kot številko, torej kot strošek, ampak kot osebo, ki s svojimi znanji, dejanji in nenazadnje tudi čustvi vpliva na kakovostno opravljanje storitev. Jutri, ko bodo starejši predstavljeni enakopravne člane družbe, ki bodo pa zasluženi v upokojitvi živeli človeka dostojno življenje in svojim znanjem in izkušnjami bogatili družbo. Jutri, ko bomo vsi skupaj in vsak posebej aktivno prispevali k trajnostno naravnani družbi. Družbi, v kateri bo posameznik opolnomočen za svet hitrih sprememb, v katerem bo vsak našel svoj prostor, kjer bo v sozvočju z naravo in ostalimi razvijal svoj potencial in prispeval k boljši družbi. Da bomo vse to dosegli, sta potrebna tudi optimizem in delovni elan. Gotovo bosta ta dva del produktivne razprave, ki sledi v nadaljevanju, hkrati pa upam, da boste v njej dobili tudi vse odgovore na vaše vprašanja. Želim vam uspešno in prijetno popoldne. Hvala.
Hvala lepa. Za nekaj besed prosim tudi župana mestne občine Novo mesto, gospoda Gregorja Macedonija. Izvolite.
Dear Commissioner, Mr. Jirki Katainen, spoštovani vodja predstavništva Evropske komisije v Sloveniji, gospod Zoran Stančič, spoštovani predsednik Gospodarske zbornice Dolenjske in Bele krajine, gospod Jože Colerič, cenjeni gostje in udeleženci današnjega dogodka. Vesel sem, da vas lahko vse skupaj pozdravim v Novem mestu. Mestu, ki je kot prestolnica slovenskega izvoznega gospodarstva še toliko bolj odvisna od aktualnega dogajanja v Evropski uniji. Trg Evropske unije je namreč tisti, na katerem naša podjetja ustvarjajo precejšen delež svoje prodaje. Verjamem, da bi prav gospodarstveniki svojih izkušenj znali povedati, da so krivulje uspešnosti v poslovnem svetu lahko zelo spremenljive. In da je to vrstna nesigurnost stalnica današnjega poslovnega in družbenega sveta in je to vrstna nihanja potrebno vzeti kot izziv oziroma priložnost. V podobnem kontekstu lahko razumemo tudi trenutne izzive, s katerimi se spopada Evropska unija. Od položaja Evrope na globalnem trgu do vpliva novih tehnologij na družbo in delovna mesta, varnostnih vprašanj in vzpona populizma. Začetek reševanja izziva je vsekakor priznanje, da ta obstaja. Naslednji korak pa je seveda proces spremembe, ki je zaradi trenutne sestave in različnih interesov članic lahko zelo zapleten in negotov. Evropska unija se je sprememb lotila z belo knjigo, v kateri je izpostavljenih pet temeljnih področij. Sociala, globalizacija, ekonomska in monetarna unija, obramba in ne nazadnje finance. Današnja debata je dokaz, da se evropske institucije trudijo, da je načrtovanje prihodnosti proces, ki je usmerjen od spodaj navzgor in mora zajeti čim večjo vključenost vseh nas, Evropejcev. Vključevanje Slovenije v Evropo ima pomemben izziv tudi v odsotnosti drugega nivoja lokalne samouprave, to je regionalne ravni. Vemo, da se Evropska unija pogosto predstavlja kot Evropa regij. Tako so v Sloveniji zaprti številni kanali, preko katerih bi se lahko intenzivneje vključevali v vse obstoječe procese. Prav tako ima Slovenija posebnost, to je majhnost. Le-ta je velikokrat prednost, pogosto pa tudi omejitev za reševanje izzivov z obstoječimi ukrepi, ki jih zagotavlja Evropska unija. Mesta med 20.000 in 100.000 prebivalci imamo izzive, kako reševati izzive urbanega okolja, pa hkrati ne moremo to delati na enak način kot velika milijonska mesta. Naš pristop mora biti v odkrivanju novih, drugačnih, inovativnih pristopov na področju mobilnosti in javne infrastrukture. V Novem mestu si prizadevamo za trajnostni razvoj s pametnimi javnimi storitvami, ki se dopolnjujejo v korist občanov. V tem pogledu pogrešamo regijsko povezovanje, ki bi omogočalo kritično velikost več manjšim mestom in krajem, ter posledično povečalo njihovo konkurenčnost v odnosu do večjih mest in drugih okolij. Naj vam ob koncu tega nagovora zaželim uspešen posvet, veliko uspeha pri načrtovanju naše skupne prihodnosti in potem tudi pri uresničevanju naše skupne začrtane vizije. Našim gostom iz tujine želim prijetno izkušnjo Novega mesta in upam, da se še kdaj vidimo. Hvala in lep dan.
Hvala lepa. Hvala. Zdaj pa torej z velikim veseljem predstavljam podpredsednika Evropske komisije, gospoda Jirkija Katainena. Dober dan, dobrodošli. Dobrodošli. V Evropski komisiji je odgovoren za delovna mesta, rast, naložbe in konkurenčnost. Gospod Katainen, zdelo se mi je lepo, da bi vas pozdravila v finščini, ampak moja finščina je resnici na ljubo izjemno slaba, zato samo kak si, da ne boste zdaj zgroženi, da govorim štajersko in da gospoda tikam, kak si v finščini pomeni številko 2. Ja? In to je zelo uporabna številka za danes. Ta debata je načrtovana v 2 delih in gospod Katainen je drugič v Sloveniji. Prvič je bil leta 2015 in danes torej drugič in prvič v Novem mestu. Dobrodošli. Vprašanje za ogrevanje. Ste podpredsednik Evropske komisije, bili ste finski premier in nekaj let nazaj ste bili tudi Erasmus študent. V katerem obdobju svojega življenja ste bili najbolj navdušeni nad Evropsko unijo in zakaj?
Thank you very much. Sorry, my voice, it's even darker than normal because I have got a spring flu. So I speak English because I have not yet learned Slovenska as good as possible. By the way, when I read your language, I realized that somebody should sell some vowels to you. It would be easier to understand. Nice to be here. This is the first time in Novo Mesto and first time in the University of Novo Mesto. So I'm excited of this opportunity to discuss with you. To answer into your question, what has been kind of most significant period of my time, I would say that Erasmus year in the University of Leicester in UK was probably the most influential in a sense that it changed my life entirely. My parents couldn't have afford to send me abroad to study, but luckily Finland was already at that time a member of the European Union and we young Finns could benefit of Erasmus Plus exchange program. So for me it was the first time to be abroad alone, and it very much encouraged to learn not only languages but also the other cultures, and it strengthened my self-confidence. And actually during my stay in UK I decided that I will either apply to the European Commission or to work something there, or then I start doing my PhD on the EU. But actually, I ended up to make my master thesis on British Conservatives' EMU policy, and in professional terms, I became a member of Parliament the next year. So it took quite a while to fulfill my dreams to join the Commission.
Odlično. Ko sem uporabila finsko besedo kaksi, sem se zdaj spomnila, da v bistvu je uporabna še za eno stvar. 2 jezika nekako preklapljamo danes. Dogodek poteka v slovenščini. Vprašanje zastavite v slovenščini. Imamo pa tudi tolmačenje v angleški jezik. Kot sem opazila, so slušalke, ki ste jih dobili, zelo udobne, brez težav jih torej uporabljajte. Tolmačenje je zagotovljeno na kanalu številka 1 v angleški jezik, se pravi angleščina, in kanal številka 2 slovenščina. Mislim, da bo šlo brez težav. In zdaj, ko smo ravno pri teh preklapljanjih, vas prosim za en kratek izziv, namreč, če lahko pobrskate po svojih žepih, torbicah, jaknah in najdete svoj pametni telefon. Se verjamem, da ne boste prav dolgo časa brskali. Do you have your phone with you? Aha, ja, seveda, vsi imamo telefone s sabo, logično. Ker bi si res želeli, da naša razprava poteka zelo interaktivno, smo za vas pripravili aplikacijo Slido. Se pravi, greste na spletno stran sli.do in upišete kodo EU dialog NM, da se lahko ta čas malce razkomotiva, ja. sli.do in EU dialog NM. In prvo vprašanje, v kaj naj Evropska unija vlaga prednostno? Zavedamo se, da je vprašanje lahko malce zahtevno, tako da imate nekaj časa, da preberete možne odgovore. Če ima kdo kakšno težavo, dovolimo, da se posvetujete s sosedom, da si pomagate, da ste drug drugemu tehnična opora in podpora. Se pravi, klepetanje je danes izjemoma dovoljeno, ampak mislim, da gre glasovanje kar dobro. Ne? Lahko samo pokimate, če gre dobro. Nekateri ste že oddali glasove. Se pravi, sli.do upišete EU dialog NM in glasujete, v kaj naj Evropska unija vlaga prednostno. Vidim oziroma slišim, da nekateri že malce klepetate. Možnosti so raziskave, inovacije, infrastruktura, obramba, varnost, razvojna pomoč, prilagajanje na podnebne spremembe ali zaposlovanje, sociala. Tako bomo zdaj ustavili glasovanje. Saj bomo še nekajkrat glasovali, tako da bolj, ko se boste spoprijateljili, s tem lažje bo. Aha, zdaj se rezultati še spreminjajo. Aha, zdaj bo pa to izziv. Hvala torej za glasovanje. Gospod Katainen, raziskave in inovacije so odgovor, ki občinstvu nekako predstavlja prioriteto na področju vlaganja Evropske unije v prihodnje. Kakšna je vaša misel, komentar ob tem?
I would have voted the research and innovation also, or if it even more so if it combines with the quality of education. Because there are two major trends in the world economy which will shape our societies in the future. The first one is circular economy and the second one is artificial intelligence. And in order to get best out of the two megatrends, we have to invest in innovations and research, but also the high quality education. Especially artificial intelligence, even though it may lead to higher growth and better job creation, it will challenge our societies and individuals, and that's why we have to invest in human resilience. So people need more means to adapt to new situations and cope with the future.
Hvala torej še enkrat, da ste glasovali. Tole aplikacijo slajdo si kar zapomnite, na njej lahko glasujete, lahko pa tudi zastavljate vprašanje. Še raje pa imamo, če vprašanje zastavite kar na glas v mikrofon. Dogovorimo se za preprosto pravilo, če imate vprašanje, pomahajte, mikrofon bo prišel do vas in zastavite vprašanje. Kot sem upozorila že na začetku, vprašanje naj bo kar se da kratko, ni pa nujno seveda, da je enostavno. Dovoljena so tudi težka in zahtevna vprašanja, ne? Gospod Katainen je pripravljen na vse. Kot veste, ko ste se prijavljali na ta dogodek, ste lahko vprašanje oddali že tudi o prijavi in predlagam, da bi začela z enim od vprašanj, ki ste ga zapisali o prijavi na ta dogodek. Gre pa takole, kateri kadri so v zadnjem obdobju najbolj iskani v Evropi in kakšni so trendi na področju zaposlovanja?
The overall employment figure is getting better all the time. Actually, if putting unemployment aside and talking about employment, the EU's employment is all-time high. It has never been better than it is today. But at the same time, especially in some member states, the unemployment is unacceptably high. So this employment and especially unemployment situation varies between the member states quite significantly. And if going even a bit more deep in this issue, the youth unemployment is a serious problem with some of the member states. But at the same time, economy is growing again, investments are picking up, and it's a good news because all economic growth and investments are needed in order to get better employment and better and lower unemployment. But as I said before, there are new mega trends which will challenge us. The circular economy, it's a positive trend. There we Europeans are ahead of the other major markets, but artificial intelligence is another where China and the United States are ahead of us. And those will have some, especially artificial intelligence development will have some impact to our job creation. In short term, it may reduce the number of jobs, but in the longer term, if you do right things, it will increase.
Bi se tukaj navezala tako še na eno vprašanje spleta. Ko govorimo o trendih na področju zaposlovanja, seveda ne moremo mimo 4. industrijske revolucije, avtomatizacije, robotizacije. Slovenija ima med državami OECD drugi najvišji delež delovnih mest, ki bi lahko postala popolnoma avtomatizirana. Se pravi, to je lahko težava, lahko je problem, da bi recimo vsakega 4. po teh podatkih v Sloveniji delavca zamenjal stroj. Kaj to pomeni za prekvalifikacije, za vse življenjsko učenje?
Technology will challenge manpower, especially in certain professions. It's for sure, because machines are doing some things better with a higher quality or faster than human beings can ever do. For instance, I have seen some applications, artificial intelligence related applications on healthcare, where the analytics is done by a machine. And it has improved the quality of healthcare of ordinary citizens significantly. But at the same time, it has meant that there are less need for doctors, medical doctors, to do this particular job. But they, at the same time, they have more time to do some other things. So it's very difficult to say whether technological change have net negative or net positive impact to the job market. Especially if you vary the time frame. In 5 years' time, the result might be different than in 15 years' time. So, but anyway, we must be prepared for changes. And that's why I mentioned this basic education, the quality of education, because can you imagine that 25% of adult Europeans have significant problems with literature? So 1/4 of European adults cannot read and write properly. As long as the situation is like this, we cannot expect people to adapt new skills. So that's why we have to pay attention to the quality of teachers' training, for instance, and the way we teach children. Apart from traditional skills, we should learn more digital skills. And that's why we cannot expect to adapt to new situation without paying attention to the high quality education. But luckily, actually, Slovenia is well positioned in this. If looking at international education comparisons, Slovenia is scoring very, very well. It doesn't mean that nothing should be changed or done, because the world around us is changing, and that's why the content of education must be changing. But nevertheless, the starting point is very promising for Slovenians.
Ja, na tej optimistični točki najbolje, da odpreva možnost za vaše vprašanje. Se pravi, če ima kdo vprašanje, naj prosim pomaha, da mu ali zagotovimo mikrofon, na kratko se predstavite in zastavite vprašanje. Če se še kakšno vprašanje, tule povsem na levi strani, dober dan, vaše ime prosim.
Pozdravljeni, sem Špela Žagar iz Univerze v Novem mestu in imam vprašanje za vas. V času velike migrantske krize so nekatere države migrante videle tudi kot rešitev težav na trgu dela, torej delovno silo. Kako je sedaj to področje urejeno, oziroma nam lahko poveste, kakšen delež migrantov dejansko dela in kaj bo Evropska unija naredila, da bodo bolj enakovredno vključeni na trg dela?
Hvala lepa.
I cannot give you exact figure because I don't remember how many migrants have been employed. But you are right. Many member states have seen migration as partial solution to improve the labor market situation. Because like Slovenia, but many other member states are in a situation where population is aging very fast. For instance, my country, Finland, faced the reality already 2010, which was the first year when there were more people retiring than coming to the labor market. And this development will last at least next 25 years unless migration will make an interruption to this trend. So can you imagine that every year there are less working age people than before, and more people who have already done their career and they are retired. So it means a lot to the welfare society. And that's why at the same time when we have to work longer, in concrete terms it means that we have to change our pension systems. We have to encourage people to stay longer in the working life because our life expectancy is also getting better. People are living longer. We have to look at other means to increase labor market participation. And this is an issue where, again, we have huge differences between the member states. In some countries, because of historical or cultural reasons, women does not participate as much to labor market than in some other countries. So we have to take various measures in order to increase the number of people participating to the labor market. Pension issue is one, labor market participation of women is another. Then we have to accept or do changes to the labor market so that elderly people can also, if we show, to participate easier to the labor market, and also those people whose education background is not very good. And on top of this, we have to make sure that those who have come to our countries from third countries, migrants, can also participate, contributing to our societies. So the more we can integrate migrants to our labor market, the better, because then they also have some hope for their future and they can contribute to the well-being of our countries.
Hvala lepa. Nadaljujemo na najni levi strani, torej. Tamle gospa Maha. Tudi za vas prosim, da se na kratko predstavite in zastavite konkretno vprašanje.
Dobar dan, Tina Cigler, Društvo za razvijanje prostovoljnega dela Novo mesto, nevladna organizacija, ki se ukvarja z integracijo migrantov. Pa bi se kar navezala na tale odgovor, ki me ni čisto pomiril, namreč ne gre samo za kako uporabimo migrante, če tako rečem, za reševanje na trgu delovne sile, ampak gre tudi za njihovo počutje in znotraj Evropske unije, se pravi, oni izkazujejo neke širše potencijale, ne zgolj to, da so delovna sila. Prinašajo tudi zelo dobre ideje, nove poglede. Zanima me, kaj bo Evropska unija naredila glede integracijske politike tudi, torej kako jih vključiti ne zgolj na trg delovne sile.
Hvala lepa, Tina.
You're right. That's why I said that integrating migrants to labor market gives also hope for their future. So everybody usually, no matter what cultural background he or she is representing, wants to see some, or wants to feel some hope for the future. And work represents hope for many, like it represents hope for all of us here. Your second point, that migrants can bring different ideas, is also true. If you look at the most innovative areas in the world, there are many things which are common. Usually they are multicultural, and second, they are very tolerant. So tolerance and multiculturalism can be seen as a virtue which brings happiness to the people, but also contributes to the creativity, which is good for instance, economic growth. So in that sense, integration policies are very important. In concrete terms, EU's role in integration is very limited because it's mostly in the hands of member states or local communities or civil society. But we can also provide some help in terms of financing, but I don't want to exaggerate it because it's not the primary job of EU, because you guys can do it much better than we can do. But using some financial opportunities what EU can provide, for instance, social funds, etc., they can be helpful. So mostly it's about the mindset. We should not see people from third countries as a threat. And instead we should see them as an opportunity, and I mean, this is a matter of human dignity. So EU is based on some fundamental values where human rights but also human dignity is deeply rooted. So if somebody needs help, it's my human responsibility to help. Of course, we have to acknowledge that sometimes some member states can face overwhelming situations where there are millions of people coming to their borders and they have difficulties to cope with the flows of people. It's understandable. And it may create some cultural tension too, but as a principle, we have a human responsibility vis-a-vis the other humans.
Tu bi se navezala na demografski problem, ki ga ima Evropska unija, vprašanje na aplikaciji slajdov in tudi podobno, ki smo ga dobili pred dogodkom. Kako lahko EU spodbudi zaposlovanje starejših, če sploh? Je to odvisno od ukrepov podjetij in držav? In če še nadaljujem, v okviru OZN že več let potekajo razprave o sprejemu konvencije o zaščiti človekovih pravic starejših oseb. Evropska unija pri podpori te konvencije ni enotna, je zadržana. Zakaj?
Sorry, this is it too loud now? No? Okay. So we have very EU as an institution, or the European Commission as an institution, has very little to do with this issue. It's in the hands of the member states. And the reasons why member states have different positions, I really don't know. I cannot give you an explanation on this. But this is a matter of working culture, it's a matter of national culture, but it's very important, not only from the employment point of view, but also from the equal opportunities point of view. In my previous job, I tried to, when I still was a prime minister, I raised this issue in Finland, because I did not know what me as a politician can do in order to hire more elderly people to the jobs. And now when talking about elderly, I'm talking about 55 plus people. Because a typical story is that if a person which is of age 55 plus lose his or her job, they have very difficult to get a new one. And if you ask why, we all can imagine just reasons. And I felt really frustrated because I did not have political means to interfere to this, because I cannot force anybody to hire some particular person. We neither could not change the legislation which would have discriminate positively elderly or more mature workers. So this is a typical issue where the politicians, both international but also in the European level, are quite weak, because it's a matter of working life culture and national culture.
Še kakšno vprašanje z občinstva? Še enkrat se selimo na najno levo. In tudi na desni sem zdaj ugotovila, da imamo vprašanje. Izvolite.
Hvala lepa, pozdravljeni in hvala za vaš obisk. Sem Vanessa Dželadini in prihajam iz Društva za razvijanje prostovoljnega dela Novo mesto. Sama se zlasti ukvarjam s politikami mladih in področja delovanja mladih. In pri tem me zlasti zanima, strateške usmeritve Evropske unije za mlade predvidevajo izboljšanje njihovega položaja. To, da mladi še vedno težko vstopajo na trg dela. Oziroma vstopajo v prekarne zaposlitve, ki jim ne omogočajo ravno samostojnega in neodvisnega življenja. Preko različnih Erasmus Plus projektov smo izvedeli, da pač tudi mladi v drugih članicah Evropske unije se soočajo s podobnimi težavami. Tako da me zanima, kaj nameravate na tem področju storiti, kar še ni bilo do sedaj storjenega, in morda kako bolje aktivirati mlade, da bi v bistvu lahko tudi sami nekako bolje premostili te ovire, poleg že z vseh znanih pobud in iniciativ, ki so bile že dane. Hvala.
Hvala lepa.
EU's role in this can be put to a few key areas. First, the Erasmus Plus is one of the opportunities, which is not suitable for all, but it may help some people to get more experience when studying abroad. It may partially help some people. I would personally like to shift the focus of Erasmus Plus more to vocational trainers. I mean, those who are studying in vocational training. Not only, or the Erasmus should not only focus on university students. This is already now reality. There are thousands of vocational trainers participating in the Erasmus Plus program, but in the future I hope their share will be greater than it is today. The second one is European Youth Corps, which we just established. It's a new way to give opportunities young people to participate voluntary work. So those places cannot be precarious work, but they are normal voluntary work. If some young people want to participate some meaningful doing in another country, it helps to gain social capital, intellectual capital, and helping to find a suitable work afterwards. Third element is to use social funds for purposes like youth initiative, or youth initiative has its own budget line, but youth initiative's purpose is to improve, for instance, employment policies which are more suitable and better suitable for young people.
Opazila sem, da imamo še tamle vprašanje. Preden vam prinesemo mikrofon, prosim vse, da spet pograbite svoje mobilne telefone. Glede na to, da smo zdaj obdelali že nekaj tem, oziroma da ste dobili že nekaj vpogledov, smo pripravili vprašanje, ki se precej dotika prihodnosti Evropske unije. Sicer vas sprašujemo naslednje. Sem za to, da Evropska unija dobi pristojnosti na področju. In zdaj glasujete, na katerih področjih: skupni davki, skupne socialne politike, varnost, migracije, ali pa se odločite za to, da bi države morale te stvari urejati same. Izberete lahko dva odgovora, se pravi sli.do, aplikacija Slido, glasujete za to, na katerih področjih naj Evropska unija dobi pristojnosti. Zdaj nas seveda zelo zanima, kako se boste odločili, ker to vprašanje je lahko precej zahtevno, precej posega v prihodnost Evropske unije, ampak lahko je to tudi zelo bližnja prihodnost. Tako da ja, še nekaj sekund za glasovanje, lahko se spet tudi malce posvetujete sosedje med sabo, čeprav vidim, da ste nekateri to že naredili seveda. Zdaj je varnost in obramba prehitela davke. Ja, to pa zanimivo. Gospod Katainen, vaš komentar, se pravi, na katerih področjih naj Evropska unija dobi pristojnosti, na prvem mestu varnost in obramba, potem pa skupni davki.
Varnost in obramba.
Ja.
This is quite obvious candidate. Actually, if you look at the Europarameters, which are the surveys made by European institutions around Europeans, where we are asking different questions, the security-related issues are nowadays scoring very high. And it's quite understandable. This is actually an area where EU's competence is quite limited, but we can do also something. For instance, in defense, it's purely in the hands of the member states. But we have started together with member states to develop our joint defense cooperation. It doesn't undermine the value of transatlantic cooperation, but it's tops up to what NATO can do or what member states can do alone. But then cybersecurity is becoming another dimension of security, and counterterrorism. So many Europeans think that cyber threats goes beyond the national borders, and this is right. If you look at what has happened in the United States elections or in Brexit referendum or in many other elections, the interference of third parties or third countries has become more obvious. Also, we have seen very unfortunate examples how our data has been used for wrong purposes. So people are more worried about data protection, cybersecurity, and about terrorism. Not necessarily in this country, luckily, but in many parts of Europe. So we are working already on this. But when talking about future of Europe, I would prioritize security-related issues, meaning border control, managing migration, defense, cybersecurity, and counterterrorism very high. Just a couple of words. Skupnik davkov, is it taxation?
Yeah, taxation.
Okay.
Odlično, bravo.
So, taxation is more tricky because our societies are so different. People want to tax different things. But actually the Dean, when you opened the session, you mentioned a couple of very important things on taxation. The first one is joint European actions against tax avoidance and illegal behavior around taxation. Because the principle should be clear that as we have single market, we need a level playing field for companies, but also the citizens. And the country or the region where the profit has been made must be the one jurisdiction which is also taxing the profit. This is not, unfortunately, the case always everywhere. And taxation must be fair, and it must treat individuals and companies fairly. And this is an area where the Commission has already done some proposals. I hope we can change the world in this sense.
Hvala lepa za vaše glasovanje in hvala tudi vam, da ste malce počakali. Zdaj pa prosim za vaše vprašanje. Naj bo kar se da kratko, kompaktno. Izvolite.
Dobar dan in dobrodošli v Novem mestu. Moje ime je Tomislava Blatnik iz podjetja Samsixa. Me zanimajo ukrepi Evropske komisije konkretno za vprašanje reševanja stanovalskih problemov mladih. Znamo, da so komercialne banke zelo stroge, najemnine pa tudi visoke. Ali Evropska komisija se sooča s to težavo? Po mojem mnenju je to tudi težava za mobilnost mladih, ki ne vejo, kaj jih čaka, kako najeti. Ali tukaj imate kakšne rešitve? Hvala.
Hvala lepa.
Well, actually, the Commission doesn't have many means to address this, but the European Investment Bank does. EIB, which is the EU bank, is financing social housing, for instance, increasingly. Also, we have established a new fund which is mostly meant for private sector, but also it can be used by public authorities, which name is European Fund for Strategic Investment. Somebody may have heard so-called Juncker Fund, which is co-financing both public and private projects. And there we already have some social housing projects running in various member states. So it's important point which you mentioned, that mobility can be hindered by high price of living or the lack of suitable, affordable housing. So that's why our EU bank, which is significant in size, is helping to build social houses.
Zdaj se premikamo proti drugemu delu našega srečanja. V prvem delu smo se bolj pogovarjali o prihodnosti Evropske unije, zdaj v drugem delu pa o tem, kako je Dolenjska, njene organizacije, podjetja izkoristila priložnosti, ki jih ponuja Evropska unija. Sami veste, kako je uspeh, razvoj, sta tek na dolge proge in gospod Katainen je tudi navdušen maratonec, tako da pomembna informacija za vas, v nedeljo je 19. novomeški tek, pomembna informacija za vas v občinstvu, nekatere ceste bodo zaprte in potem septembra prvi sploh novomeški polmaraton, tako da se morda oglasite spet septembra. Zdaj bi pa radi preverili s to našo aplikacijo Slido, kako dobri kondiciji so po vašem mnenju dolenjska podjetja, organizacije v evropski konkurenci. Se pravi, sprašujemo, če je Dolenjska dobro izkoristila priložnosti članstva v Evropski uniji, glasujete enostavno z ocenami od 1 do 5, 1 slabo, 5 zelo dobro oziroma odlično. Zdaj me zanima, kako boste glasovali tukaj. Potrebujete še kakšno sekundo? Se še kdo posvetuje sosedom? Ne. Danes je dovoljeno klepetanje. Ja, zelo dramatično je to glasovanje zdaj. Se pravi, kako dobro je Dolenjska izkoristila priložnosti članstva v Evropski uniji. Ja, toliko časa bom čakala, da bo vsaj 4 nekako se skristalizirala. Ne, šalim se. Ja, med 3 in 4, no. Med 3 in 4. Zdaj, gospod Katainen, glede na to, da ste prvič na Dolenjskem, ni nujno, da se navežete na to, bi dodala vprašanje, ki smo ga dobili pred dogodkom, namreč naložbeni načrt, ki ste ga omenjali, je Evropska komisija zagnala po krizi, da bi spodbudila naložbe, da bi Evropska unija postala bolj privlačna celina za vlaganje, da bi zagotovili več delovnih mest. Pomemben del tega načrta je tako imenovani Evropski sklad za strateške naložbe, EFSI. In zdaj vprašanje, ki smo ga dobili iz občinstva. Naša regija je majhna, zato EFSI ni nujno najbolj primeren za naše projekte. Projekti, ki so za nas zelo veliki, so lahko v evropskih primerjavah za evropske standarde še vedno majhni. Kakšne so rešitve?
Actually, it's not exactly correct that EFSI cannot be used here because we already have lots of examples where small projects have got financing through EFSI. So just to give you background information what EFSI is, it's part of European Investment Bank, and if there is any representative of private sector who is planning to invest in something and you consider that the market price of financing is too high or the market financiers doesn't want to take as much risk as is necessary for your investment, call to the EIP's branch in Ljubljana or send email. They can analyze your project and they can possibly offer a solution. And EFSI is part of them, they portfolio. So EFSI concentrates on higher risk projects or its purpose is to address the market failure so if market cannot take all the risks. So how a smaller projects can benefit from EFSI? Two ways. The first one is we provide, or EFSI provides financing to small and medium-sized enterprises. And the ticket of the investment can be very different. If enterprise need 20,000 euros loan or 2 million loan, they all can fit to the EFSI. But we always need some intermediary financial institution, like a bank or venture capital fund, which is usually more needed for startups. And they can make an agreement with EFSI without approval any public authorities. And then those funds or banks provide different size of the financing loans or guarantees to individual companies. The second way to benefit of EFSI when talking about small investments is to set up an investment platform. I give you an example from France. They said, actually it's part of Paris. They set up investment platform for retrofitting apartments to become more energy efficient. Their target is to retrofit 40,000 apartments. And they set up public-private partnership platform where structural funds were used, EFSI provided some equity, National Promotional Bank like SID here in Slovenia put some capital, and private bank put some capital. And this public-private investment platform is then further distributing small loans to homeowners and providing also technical assistance how to do the retrofitting. So it will create a major change. And I don't know what is the average size of this loan, but I could imagine that it's close to 20 to 30,000 euros.
Zdaj ne vem, če se ta komentar nanaša na EFSI, je pa možno, da se nekdo nama sporoča na slajdu sama birokracija. Se pravi, imamo problem, ne? Sama birokracija. Kako odgovarjate na ta izziv?
Yeah, if talking about EFSI, try to use EFSI, then you see whether it's bureaucratic or not. EFSI is a bank, and bank has individual clients. If some company here want to use EFSI financing, you don't need to discuss with any public authority. I don't mean that public authorities are bad or bureaucratic as such, but EFSI is a bank, and bank has individual clients. So if or EIB is a bank, and EIB has individual clients. So the relationship is just like this. I must admit that sometimes our procedures are quite bureaucratic. It's partially because we want to make sure that EU taxpayers' money is used properly, because we have different type of economic cultures, political cultures, and we don't want to be in a situation where our taxpayers start saying that don't you see that my money is badly used in some parts of Europe, or there are inappropriate way to use my money. So this is the major source of bureaucracy, because we want to make sure that money is well spent.
Še kakšno vprašanje morda z občinstva? Izvolite. Spet vas prosim za ime, pa da ste konkretni.
Lep pozdrav, Aleksej Metelko, Razvojni center Novo mesto. Razvojni center Novo mesto je močno integriran v regijo na različnih področjih. Smo prepoznan kot ključen partner na področju razvoja podjetništva in pa na drugi strani regijske odličnosti in pa verjamemo v odprto inoviranje. Se pravi, model odprtega inoviranja, tudi vi prihajate iz države, ki je znana po kar nekaj uspešnih primerih odprtega inoviranja, Inovilič in podobni. Kakšno je vaše mnenje, kakšne so vaše smernice, morda izkušnja za nas? Mi smo zdaj tudi v fazi prizadevanja za odprtje prvega Fab Laba, ki verjamemo, da bo deležnikom prinesel kar nekaj koristi. Tako da bomo veseli odgovora. Hvala lepa.
Fab Lab torej. Hvala lepa.
Thanks. It's very important to connect universities, research institutions, and private sector together. It doesn't mean that private sector would buy research results, but if private sector is not linked to higher education or research or done by the universities or institutions, then there's a missing link between research and economic activities. So that's why all these kind of exercises where different links of innovation processes are put together are very warmly welcome. In terms of financing, EU wants to encourage this kind of exercises through Horizon 2020, but also through EFSI. The biggest user of EFSI are small and medium-sized enterprises, and the second biggest beneficiary are R&D projects. So exactly this kind of networks where research and entrepreneurship is facing, EFSI can finance either individual project or then the setting up of this kind of cooperation. I have had a chance to visit in few member states where they have very nice and well-functioning labs where students and researchers and entrepreneurs and venture capitalists are meeting each other. I'm not sure if you know already, but in Finland there's Aalto University, which have startup sauna. So It's some kind of incubator, but very modern way to bring together venture capitalists, student research, and entrepreneurs. This is one issue which is Slovenians' strength. Slovenia is known as a startup country, and even if we know that only 1/10 of startups will fly, but it's a very nature of this kind of activity. But it's very good because all tries and all errors are increasing human capital, and it's good for the future of economy, but also good for the future of society.
Se pravi, pogumno naprej, tudi z vprašanji. Še kakšno vprašanje morda? Aha, tule na desni strani. Pravila poznate, kar pogumno.
Pozdravljeni, Tjaša Komporan, sodelavka iz Razvojnega centra Novo mesto, ker smo ravno pri financiranju. Bi imela eno vprašanje. V bistvu zanima nas, kako vidite financiranje regionalnega razvoja in nasploh financiranje Evropske unije v naslednji finančni perspektivi in kako bo po vašem mnenju vplival izstop Velike Britanije na finančni položaj drugih držav članic. Hvala.
Hvala.
Brexit will influence the EU budget significantly. We don't have the final figure yet, but if we play with the idea that the gap is something like 12 billion per year, it's in the right territory. Whether it's 10 or 13, I don't know yet, but something like this. We can also say that once we have one member state less, we don't need a similar amount of budget, but it's only a partial truth. So the Commission will present the new or next MFF proposal most probably 2nd of May, and it will be based on the assumption that we will ask member states to put 50% or fresh money in worth of 50% of the missing gap, and 50% will be covered by cuttings. So where we will direct the cuttings? We have not decided anything yet, but it's not rocket science to estimate that if you need to do cuttings, usually you get the cuttings from the biggest budget lines, which are agriculture and cohesion policy. Agriculture and cohesion policy represents like 70% of the overall budget. So some cuttings will be taken from there, but also from other sources. Günther Oettinger, who is my colleague responsible of EU budget, has said that there are two budget lines which he will not cut. Instead, he most probably will present additional resources to these two budget lines. The first one is FP9, in other terms, research and innovations, and the second is Erasmus+. In other terms, more young people will get opportunity to study in other countries. So I'm satisfied with this priority, knowing that cuttings to cohesion policy will hit some regions. But we have to look at the ways how we can minimize the hit, especially in cohesion policy.
Zdaj bi samo pogledali še enkrat na tablo. Vprašanje, ki je na mestu. Do you think Brexit will happen? Sprav nekdo je napisal kar v angleščini. Se bo Brexit sploh zgodil? Morda kratek komentar tega. Potem pa k vam, ja.
It looks obvious. There's no signs that anything would change the result of referendum, so we have to live with this fact, even though it's very sad. It doesn't make any sense, but we just have to accept the choice of slight majority of British people. So just one anecdote. Once Britain becomes ex-member state next year, around at that time, we have to solve the future relationship. So we start negotiating with UK on trade agreement, like we do with Mercosur or Mexico, or like we did with Canada and Japan before. But contrary to those trade negotiations which I mentioned, our trade negotiation with UK is completely different, because now we are negotiating about worsening the trade relationship between EU and UK. Because normally when we have trade negotiations, we want to make economic environment better, but this time around we negotiate how much worse our trade relationship will be in the future. Even if we manage to get best possible trade agreement with UK, it's going to be worse than the situation today. So it tells quite well where we are. It doesn't make any sense, but it was the choice of people and we have to respect it.
Vprašanje tule, tokrat na enem desnem zornem kotu. Izvolite.
Pozdravljeni, moje ime je Anže Krajnc. Sem slovenski pravni strokovnjak službe Tvoja Evropa na sveti, Europe Advice Service. Jaz se skoraj dnevno srečujem z vprašanji, se bom navezal na predhodnico, vpliva Brexita na pravice državljanov EU-ja. In me sicer se zavedam, da je Evropska komisija dosegla osnutek v pogajanjih z Združenim kraljestvom. Zanima me pa, kakšen je scenarij, če je na koncu scenarij, da there's no deal. Kako mislite, da se bodo zavarovale pravice državljanov EU, ki živijo v Združenem kraljestvu, in državljanov Združenega kraljestva v EU-ju, če je kakšen plan B, oziroma kako pomiriti skrbi državljanov. Hvala.
Hvala lepa.
We don't have any plan B yet. We are living with the assumption that there will be orderly withdrawal of UK from the EU, which means that three major things will be solved in the first stage. The first one is money, second is people, and third is Northern Ireland border issue. They all are crucial. Money is money, but treating people and Northern Ireland issues, they are fundamental issues. So what if there is no agreement? We don't know. So people who have voluntarily moved to another country, whether they are Brits or EU citizens, should not be in a position where their life will be sacrificed, or their way of living will be sacrificed only because of Brexit issue. So that's why we wanted to prioritize people's treatment, and we expect that this will be respected in any scenario.
Izvolite, zdaj gremo k vam. Aha, mikrofon.
Lepo pozdravljeni, sem Nina Golob. Imam eno vprašanje, in sicer, kar se tiče avtomatizacije delovnih mest, tudi tukaj na Dolenjskem. In sicer me zanima, kakšne učinke naj bi imela ta avtomatizacija v prihodnosti na končno ceno produktov in pa v bistvu na neko zaposlitveno oziroma poklicno strukturo prebivalstva, in kolikor bi se cena produktov nižala, če je možno z ohranjanjem neke više cene teh produktov kljub nižjim stroškom dela, z te razlike nekako zagotoviti neko financiranje univerzalnega temeljnega dohodka oziroma zaposlovanja na kakšnih področjih, ki so sicer slabo financirane.
Hvala lepa, nekaj smo o avtomatizaciji že govorili. Zdaj dodajamo še nov vidik.
Automatization's impact to jobs varies most probably along the industrial sectors. I just give you one interesting example. Daimler-Benz established a new car manufacturing site in Finland, which is considered normally high-cost country. There is not much car production in Finland because of the high costs. But thanks to robots, it was possible to restart car manufacturing in Finland. So the very same town where the site is, there is the highest number of robots per capita. And it's also the same town where the job vacancies is highest per capita. So Daimler-Benz has already now hired more than 2,000 people to their factory, thanks to robots. And they are expecting to hire much more. So it's not only so that robots will replace manpower, because the labor between robots and people can also change. But of course, there are areas where robots will replace manpower without creating new job opportunities. But it's very difficult to give any kind of general explanation what will happen, because the impact will be so different. Whether this has any impact to the costs, usually the logic goes this way, that if machine can replace a manpower, it means the machine does something better or more efficiently than what humans can do. So in this sense, it's supposed to reduce the prices of the products. But again, this is very generic answer. It can vary very much depending on the sector. Then on universal income issue, it's rising various parts of Europe to the political agenda. And it's very, I must admit that it's very interesting issue. I have changed my mind every second month on this, but there is interesting experiment in Finland going on with the universal income issue. The scope of it is very limited, so it doesn't cover all the social benefits, for instance, housing benefit or maternity leave benefits or stuff like this, but it replaces unemployment benefit plus something else. So basically, it means that there are 2,000 people participating to this experiment. They have joined it voluntarily, and now the experiment will expire, if I remember right, sometimes in a few months' time. So we can see whether it has had any impact to anything. When it started, many people who were unemployed, who were interviewed by local press, said that I feel like getting my citizenship back, that I'm free to do whatever. And I'm sure that some people have managed to get a job, at least opportunities for part-time job or some temporary job, which has not been possible to the same extent when the normal unemployment benefit has been applied. But I tend to think that universal income subsidy is not the patent answer to everything. It may function in some countries, but many countries or many people from different countries have said that it doesn't function in our society because the structure and the culture is different. But one thing is sure, that the nature of work is changing, and that's why our societal structures, like social security, must change accordingly in order to allow people to do or to work in different manner than what has been the case during the industrial era.
Še enkrat bi spomnila, da v drugem delu skušamo najti tudi odgovor na vprašanje, kako dobro so dolenjska podjetja, organizacije izkoristila priložnosti znotraj Evropske unije in poiskati morda tudi odgovor na vprašanje, kaj se da še narediti. Če imate še kakšno vprašanje povezano s tem, ste več kot dobrodošli, da ga zastavite zdaj, kajti časa nimamo več veliko. Tako da, če še kakšno vprašanje z tega področja, prosim. Sicer, gospod Katainen, v tej regiji imamo dva največja izvoznika v Sloveniji, to sta Revoz in Krka, obale nekaj kilometrov tu, lahko bi tekli do tja. In nas zanima, kaj pomeni poslabšanje odnosov z Združenimi državami, z Rusijo za takšna podjetja, za šampione v določenih regijah, državah?
Yeah, especially the US unilateral action against the European steel and aluminum producers has been unacceptable. So US President Trump tweeted that trade wars are great and easy to win. I was speechless, because there is no evidence whatsoever in the world history that trade war would have benefited anybody. There are only losers in trade war. So as this region and Slovenia as a whole is trading nation, single market and universal trade policy are very important for the country, and they are very high in the Commission agenda. We are at the moment discussing with the US authorities to settle down the issue, and we try to avoid escalation of the trade dispute between EU and the United States, because as I said, there are only losers in this game. Also, we cannot be immune if the United States and China start or launch a major trade war, because it will have a major impact to the global growth. And as we are part of the global economy, we will also suffer. So that's why we do hope and try to facilitate to find a compromise between the two. Second point, or third point, is that there are issues in the international trade which must be solved and addressed. For instance, overcapacity. Especially in China, they are producing much more steel and aluminium than what they consume, and then they sell the products, for instance, to the European market with the subsidies. And this is unacceptable, because you can sell your products, but the price of the products must be set in the market, not by providing state subsidy to your production, because this kind of behavior is unfair. And we have to address this, because it's very dangerous for our industry. The second point is that there are some other unhealthy trading practices, like especially in China. If Slovenian company want to set up a business in China, sometimes they say that, okay, be my guest, come here, but with the condition that you set up a business together with the Chinese company and you transfer your knowledge, your innovations, your technology for free to the Chinese company. This is neither fair. So there are a whole range of challenges in the world trade, and those are typically the areas where we can cooperate with the United States and Japan in order to keep the level playing field in the world trade. But as I said, we try to settle down the issue, because, for instance, this country has just come out of the economic crisis era, and you don't deserve any disruptions to nicely growing economy. And your export is also picking up, so we try to keep it as it is.
Okay, spet naloga za vas. Na aplikaciji Slido smo pripravili še zadnje vprašanje, ki je kar izziv. In sicer nas zanima, kaj so po vašem mnenju, oziroma kaj je po vašem mnenju največji izziv v Evropski uniji, za Evropsko unijo. Prosim, da pišete eno besedo ali besedno zvezo, se pravi, kaj je po vašem največji izziv za Evropsko unijo. Slido, sli.do. Nekaj teh besed bi radi izbrali, da naredimo še sklepni komentar. Lahko si seveda spet pomagate, lahko malce podebatirate, če je komu težko v eni besedi zapisati izziv, morda vpraša sosedo, pa bo lažje. Kar nekaj tem smo danes načeli. Že zdaj zagotovilo za vse, ki ste pisali vprašanja na Slido ali ob prijavi, vsa vaša vprašanja bodo dobila odgovore. Zato bodo poskrbeli na predstavništvu Evropske komisije. Se pravi, prav na vsa vprašanja dobite odgovore, če danes morda ni bilo časa, da bi se dotaknili čisto vsega. Tako da niste za manj napenjali možganov. Zdaj, v bistvu, glede na pogostost, dobivamo kar dobro sliko izzivov v Evropski uniji. Mislim, da je že nekako glavna točka izrisana, se pravi varnost, delovna mesta, zaposlovanje mladih. O tem smo govorili. Euroskepticizem. Morda, če se dotakneva še tega in ga povežem z vprašanjem, ki sem ga tudi prej zasledila na slajdu. Šlo je nekako tako, velika večina nas tiho, oziroma tiha večina podpira Evropsko unijo. Menite, da se lahko zgodi kaj takšnega kot federacija? Na eni strani in na drugi strani euroskepticizem.
So Euroscepticism, there's nothing wrong to be skeptical towards the EU. I mean, everybody has a right to think whatever they want or whatever they consider right about the EU. If you are against the EU cooperation and you believe that being being alone nationally is a better choice, by all means. Everybody has a right for his or her opinion. But Euroscepticism is many times linked to populism. And unfortunately, and this is my contribution to this, what is the biggest challenge or threat, populism is many times linked to undermining the values of liberal democracy. So, in my personal opinion, the biggest challenge or threat to the EU or the Europe as a whole is the challenges coming from some of our member states concerning the rule of law and other liberal democratic values. It's much more bigger issue than Brexit. At the end of the day, I believe we make some sort of a compromise with the United Kingdom on Brexit, but we cannot make compromises on our fundamental values. So populism is many times closely linked to this issue, and it's worrisome. I must admit that I'm serious when I say this. It's worrisome. Because if you don't have rule of law, you cannot claim to respect human rights and human dignity, and those two are linked to the democracy. So you can disagree with the European Commission on migration issue. It's okay, but putting judiciary under the political regime, it's not okay. Even if you win the elections and get 60% of the votes, it's not okay to change democratic institutions or start treating minorities whatever the way you want. The whole exercise, integrated Europe, and our countries are based on liberal democratic values. And now, unfortunately, in some of our member states, these have been questioned. And it worries me. That's why if I may give you one wisdom, is that please be vocal on these issues. I really want to hear that our member states' governments, politicians, but also civil society is vocal on fundamental values-related issues. They are not things which are nice to have, but they are very fundamental for the creation of our democracies. And now they are not as self-clearly adopted everywhere than what was the case a couple of years ago.
Imamo čas samo še za zadnje vprašanje. Tam mislim, da je bilo nekajkrat že roko v zraku. Res prosim, da ste kar se da kratki.
Karmen Rjavec, Univerza v Ljubljani. Jaz se sicer strinjam vse, kar je kolega rekel, imam pa dve kritiki oziroma dve ključni temi, ki bi jih tukaj dodala. In sicer prva je, Evropska unija na nek način pozabila na malega človeka in tu je povezan ta populizem, ki ga jaz vidim tukaj, ta vzrok v smislu, kako je mogoče, da 25% ljudi ne more živeti iz svoje plače. To je za Evropsko unijo nepredstavljivo. Na drugi strani pa, da povežem predhodno temo z tem, kar smo razpravljali, in sicer na nek način premajhna vloga Evropske komisije ali pa Evropske unije kot globalnega plejera. Na eni strani smo podlegli pritisku Združenih držav Amerike in uvedli embargo za Rusijo in naše gospodarstvo z te regije zelo upadlo. Po drugi strani zdaj govorimo o antikonkurenčnih idejah predsednika Združenih držav Amerike in spet bomo upadli. Kje je zdaj jasna, močna vloga Evropske komisije in Evropske unije kot ključnega plejera? Se pravi, zanima me, ali pa na nek način vidim tu kontradiktornost. Pozabili smo na malega človeka in na drugi strani na makroekonomske zadeve. Hvala vam.
Hvala lepa. Prosim torej za odgovor na to in če lahko s tem povezana tudi sklepna misel. Mislim, da je istočnica zelo dobra.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for supporting more Europe approach. This little people issue, and you referred to low income problem, is a significant problem in many member states. Not in all, but in many member states it's a significant problem. But simply, for instance, the EU legislatures, we don't have any competence on the issue. Even if I promised you to address this issue in member states, I wouldn't have means to do it. I don't have a legal power. Income equality is purely in the hands of member states. So the European Commission cannot even in theory to do anything on this. We basically, the only thing what we can do is to highlight, like we had done, for instance, with many member states, issues that something is problematic. For instance, elderly people's poverty is an issue in some member states. And we have pointed this as a problem and said to the member state concerned that you should address this. So, but this is how far we can go with this. Your second point on EU's global role. We are usually very unified in our foreign policy. So even though, again, foreign policy, as like defense, is purely in the hands of the member states, but we have decided to cooperate in order to get the joint unified policy on foreign policy related issues. Foreign ministers, every time they try to find a common position, they usually end up to the common position. So the situation is significantly better now than it was, for instance, 5 years ago, when all the member states competed with their own ideas and EU did not have one voice. But now we have one voice. But it doesn't mean that we could dictate the world. Even if we have a one voice, for instance, in this trade dispute with the United States, President Trump does what he considers the best to do. And I must admit that for most of us, it's very difficult to follow his logic. But of course we cannot say, or we can say that we disagree with you, and we can do countermeasures, which we have already announced, that if you really raise tariffs on steel and aluminium for our producers, we will do things which is harmful for you. Tit for tat. But it doesn't mean that the other parts of the world would always follow what we say. Another dimension on this foreign policy and global role is that we don't have muscles to operate every time. We have economic muscles, but we don't have military muscles. And this is problematic. We should be capable to act as an EU when we consider it reasonable to act, also militarily. Just like what our member states are doing. So individual member states send troops for peacekeeping operations or crisis management operations, but EU as a whole doesn't do it. And I think we should have a capability to do it. If all 27 member states considers that something must be addressed by sending troops, crisis management troops, the costs should be shared by all. It shouldn't be on the shoulder of individual, the richest member state only. So I share your frustration on these issues, and especially in this global role, we need stronger unity, better muscles. Economic terms, we have muscles. we have lots of negotiation power, or if we want to do countermeasures to those who are acting against us unilaterally, we can do it so that the third country or third party feels it very badly. But it doesn't mean that they always agree with us. Thank you very much. This was really fascinating discussion. I really enjoyed it. Hopefully I could get some food for thought. I'm sure I could not give proper answers to all of your questions. Sometimes I know that sometimes it may sound frustrating when I say that we don't have competence on certain issues, but it's also true. We cannot interfere everything. But these kind of events, discussions are very useful for me and my colleagues, because it helps us to keep our feet down on the ground. Because also your comments shows clearly what important issues and what are the main concerns and what do you expect from Europe. So thank you very much. I enjoyed a lot.
Hvala lepa, gospod Katainen. Hvala za vaše odgovore, hvala tudi za to, da ste priznali, da včasih česa ne veste ali da ni plana B. Še enkrat naj zagotovim, da bodo vaše vprašanja, ki ste jih zapisali o prijavi ali zdaj na slajdu, dobile odgovore, zato bodo poskrbeli v predstavništvu Evropske komisije. Če vas zanima več in verjamem, da vas, je dober naslov informacijski center Europe Direct v Novem mestu ali hiša Evropske unije v Ljubljani, kjer domujeta predstavništvo Evropske komisije in pisarna Evropskega parlamenta. Zelo odzivni so tudi na Twitterju in Facebooku in na Instagramu, tako da mislim, da ne bo težav priti v stik z njimi. Ne pozabite seveda tudi na to, da Evropsko unijo ustvarjamo tudi doma in veseli smo tudi, da smo doma tukaj. Hvala lepa vsem, vabljeni še na neformalni del našega srečanja. Uživajte, pazite nase, kolegi novinarji pa veselo na delo. Hvala še enkrat. Thank you.